Time for Time Force! Hello, Wolfpack! Catastrophe here, celebrating the 4th of July with a bang! And nobody blows the roof off a party like the Power Rangers. We made it! We are at last analyzing one of the greatest entries of this franchise. Time Force is one of the best eras of this whole saga. Nay, one of the greatest TV shows of cinematic history. It's a huge landmark title, which cemented those spandex supers as legends, because this show elevated the Rangers to grander heights than before. Time Force carried on the darker and edgier phase of the saga greatly, had surprisingly mature storytelling for a silly family picture, iconic heroes and villains still idolized by the fan base today, that oh so epic Ranger action, solid comedy, insane twists and turns, heavy topics, a profound coming of age story everyone relates with, and a phenomenal Pink Ranger, so good she finally dethroned OG Kimberly. I absolutely love this Ranger show, and there's a moderately decent adoration of it from many Ranger fans, some placing it even above shows like RPM or In Space. For those unaware, Time Force begins as a simple adventure for the kiddies before escalating into a grand stakes odyssey of cosmic proportions. In the year 3000, a psychotic madman escapes prison with his vile forces and a vault full of the most deadly mutants to ever terrorize society. But rather than conquer the Earth now, he time travels back to the year 2001 in order to alter the course of history in his favor, creating a world where his kind will reign supreme in a
new timeline. The future is full of surprises.
However, a team of time cops pursue, making new friends and impacts upon history along the way. In order to prevent major effects on the time-space continuum, they disguise themselves as Power Rangers, rewarding us a timeless classic. This show was awesome back then, and remains awesome now. There's a ton to enjoy about this season, as there were no bad moments, except the Lightspeed crossover.
Who said that?
Anyone who's even a newbie Ranger fan at least likes this show, since there's numerous fan-favorite Rangers, fan-favorite villains, and naturally fan-favorite fables. Which plots were the one who made history? That's what we're here to see. These are my top 10 best Power Rangers Time Force episodes.
Don't you know the name of this film? The End of the Rangers.
Starting us off with a fun featurette. Movie madness is one of the craziest misadventures of this show, as the Power Rangers are teleported to Movie World. A movie studio is filming in the neighborhood the Power Rangers live at, so out of curiosity, the team eagerly checks it out for some fun, only to, of course, get roped into acting in the new Jackie Chan movie. Oh wait, make that Frankie Chang.
My Frankie!
It turns out this was all an elaborate ruse by the monster of the week, Cinecon, to trap the Power Rangers in his deadly snuff film, where our heroes get sent into multiple genres, movie sets, cliche writing, and wackiness until they can somehow battle their way out of this mess. This two-parter is simply plain amusement. It's so entertaining seeing our favorite Rangers in these bizarre settings, dealing with zany antics, embracing their stardom, and even displaying some hidden depths never seen before. Whoever knew Lucas was a hardcore samurai fan, or Katie, the tomboy, loves musicals. Though I definitely think the highlight is when Ranzik gets involved and terrorizes the Rangers in his Mad Max car chase.
Prepare for part 2! Enter Ranzik, the supervillain! That was great, Ranzik, but this time I want you to give it to me with
episode's a chaotic film love letter, but has a blast with how deranged it gets. There's just so much to enjoy, like the Rangers running through movie studios, all the different film genres the team gets to interact with, the goofy humor, seeing your favorite character trying to play an alternate persona, the grand sets and effects, all those nifty worlds, and for all you Ranger fangirls, seeing Eric half naked swinging in the jungle. Let it never be said Power Rangers doesn't have equal opportunity fan service, since Daniel Southworth spends half his screen time in nothing but his loincloth. Just look at Eric having the monkey suck his banana.
I am so wet right now.
Naturally, this all escalates into a massive Ranger brawl on the big screen when they act for their lives. Movie madness is both hilarious and pure cinema.
My big debut!
And yes, it's also admittedly funny that a ton of the alternate fiction worlds would actually become official Power Ranger shows in the future. Like Lucas as a Power Ranger samurai, Jen at the Ninja Storm Academy, Eric as a Jungle Furious Ranger, and even Katie on a Power Rangers musical. Now that's some grade A planning, writers.
Looks like it was meant to be.
Overall, this is definitely an award-winning picture. Next time evildoers want to kill the Power Rangers with a movie, then they should just sell the rights to Paramount.
Dash, I had a feeling it might be you.
Well, for once, you got it right.
Lucas is one of my personal favorite Blue Rangers of the series, and episodes like this remind me why. We got a spotlight episode delving into the backstory of the cool dude of Team Time Force. Craving some fun and adrenaline boost, Nadira releases a mutant criminal named Dash to be her personal getaway driver and commit crime sprees together, forcing the Time Team to naturally intervene. However, it turns out this monster shares a backstory with Lucas, as the duo used to be best friends on the underground racing circuit together, until the Blue Ranger allegedly betrayed him by arresting and testifying against him, causing Dash to crave
Revenge!
leading to the two former rivals getting into one last lethal competition. This episode really added deeper nuance and layers to the storytelling, since it truly stands out as an excellent drama. Dash became a huge fan fave, despite being another monster of the week, since unlike a lot of the mutant thugs, he's not entirely evil. The guy just loves driving, embracing a need for speed, and doesn't actually want to hurt civilians, only the Blue Ranger. And we learn a bit more about Lucas, as he was once friends with a mutant, and surprisingly attempts to talk Dash out of his villainy due to their past together. It truly adds a morally gray struggle in the episode, which is something you'd never expect from Power Rangers.
This is the kind of stunt that got you in trouble before. I wouldn't have been in trouble if he hadn't testified against me. Remember that? Quit blaming everyone else for your mistakes.
Though naturally, there's some lighthearted levity too. Lucas goes to driving school for like the 4th time because he had trouble babysitting his teammates. There's a wacky driving instructor, we see human Dash failing to fit in, and Nadira crushing hard on her new ally, as Dash goes from her personal chauffeur to her boy toy?
You're incredible!
You haven't seen anything yet.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
All around a pretty good episode in both the serious and comedy department, though I absolutely believe this is one of the best episodes precisely because it promotes the idea of redemption, even from the monsters the Rangers have to combat. Once we learn why Dash was actually arrested, it does actually explain why Lucas did what he had to, and how his friend ignored taking accountability for his crimes, which is a pretty serious lesson to teach. How being good does mean facing some tough decisions, which makes this standard race grow into a rather heavier episode than you'd think it would be.
Dash, don't do this!
I can't control myself.
Got some pretty intense racing, thrilling storytelling, decent comedy, a really wicked supervillain, and a nice adventure on saving your tragic bromance. This is a wild ride everyone should race to see.
First place goes to Dash!
This show has the best Pink Ranger of all time, since Jen's had major character growth, many shining moments that made her both cool and even funny, radical action scenes, and so many deep dives into her backstory, which helped humanize her for us viewers. Like this one. Despite all her defrosting Ice Queen progression, Jen starts backsliding into jerk mode when a figure from her troubled past comes back to haunt her. Jen's first Time Force partner slash mentor, Steelix, returns, now on the side of evil, craving some
Revenge!
A long time ago, Steelix and Jen were loyal friends who trusted one another, but Steelix was a dirty cop who sold out vital government secrets to terrorists for some extra bonus cash, forcing Jen to arrest him. Steelix vowed he'd get even with his goody two-shoes partner someday, but now that day has come, leading to Jen falling prey to her emotions and stubbornness, since she sees him as her personal nemesis to take down Solo. And Steelix plays a cat and mouse game with her as the duo hunt each other down, causing Jen to slowly lose the friendship points she built with her teammates. The acting here is top-notch for a Power Rangers adventure. The show tackles some very serious topics, like corruption, betrayal, or letting yourself get consumed by your emotions. Aaron Cahill amazes with some stellar drama, and Steelix stands out as a rather creepy villain. For the first third of the episode, we never get a good look at him, and we don't find out he's another mutant creature until much later, adding this sinister aura around him, since for all we know, this ordinary guy is stalking the Pink Ranger. Steelix is a rather menacing antagonist, as he was a monster back then who's only grown worse present. He can take on the Rangers because he practically mentored their best fighter, and he represents a very vile evil in society. This guy's existence makes you think that maybe Ranzik has a point, that the Time Force government needs some serious restructuring.
You betrayed the Time Force, and for what? For money!
It's a very mature plot, which tackles some serious issues, has a monster who's not played for laughs ever once, and gives the Pink Ranger some much needed growth in the right direction. The best part is we even get to see Jen become evil!
We're both on the same side!
Women.
This episode does a solid job reminding you why this Pink Ranger rocks. Never thought I'd see the day, but Power Rangers does a neat job tackling corruption and trauma.
Want your morpher back? Well, come and get it!
You have everything a girl could want. Cash, cars, jewelry, and you're the most beautiful creature on earth.
True. But there's one thing I don't have.
What?
Romance.
Oh.
If you know Power Rangers, no list is complete without a zany comedy. And this one is among the best laugh riots. Nadira gets some focus in the plot beyond comic relief for once, as the current Princess of Evil has grown bored of her humdrum life, desiring a romance. She craves love and something more than her shallow pride, where she finds her dream date in the most unlikely of places. During a fierce battle between the heroes and villains, Lucas accidentally loses his secret poetry book, and through some hilarious misunderstandings, Nadira finds it and thinks his love poems are for her.
Oh!
This causes the mutant royal to assume the Blue Ranger loves her, and she seeks to start a romance with him, despite Daddy's discomfort. Ranzik, trying to be the good dad he is, coerces the Blue Boy to be her ideal boyfriend.
Or else!
As you can guess, this leads into the funniest rom-com parody to bless your screen. Kate Sheldon and Vernon Wells absolutely steal the show, as they fully embrace this ridiculous concept with zero shame. We see the two most deadly Ranger foes in a radically different light. It's just so funny to see the fearsome Nadira become a bubbly, love-struck dork, acting out her novel fantasies with one of her arch-enemies, while Ranzik becomes overprotective dad, putting his daughter's happiness above his own hatred of the Rangers. It leads to so many funny scenes, my fave being the main villain playing nice with Lucas and ordering his goons to not kill him.
You okay?
Yeah?
Stupid mutant. Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on? Ranzik, knock it off. Ah!
not the blue guy. Got it. Okay. The others are fair game.
Even by Power Ranger standards, this is so bizarre. Nadira truly feels like the superior version of Divatox, as she's a goofy woman child too, but actually endearing at it. Though the Rangers do get their fair share of wackiness too, especially Lucas, who's terrified by this entire sitch, since he wants to avoid Ranzik's wrath, but also doesn't know how to handle a lady like Nadira, aka their enemy.
I think you and Nadira make a cute couple.
It should have been me, not him!
Basically, this episode's an onslaught of a comedy of errors, and rom-com cliches ruthlessly mocked. But man, is it so wild. Power Rangers used to be so terrific at comedies, and this is the biggest testament to why. You cannot have a bad time watching this unfold. Even Gluto gets to be funny.
No matter who he is, I like him.
In that case, he's the Blue Ranger.
I'll grind him into dust! Oh no, not the Blue Ranger! He's the ugliest one!
There's no way to watch this without cracking up. So many outrageous jokes, insane scenarios, unpredictable fun, random plot turns, hammy performances, and a rom-com that puts modern ones to shame. This is a dream come true. It's even cuter when you realize that Nadira and Lucas actually do get together for real by Wild Force. Hopefully Daddy's mellowed out by their future dates.
I'm desperate. But I'm not that desperate!
Everyone chooses their own destiny. I choose to help my friends.
At the title capping off one of the plot heaviest arcs of the series. And it's the best one, as this is the story which cemented Wes as a legendary Red Ranger. It's the grand finale to the Alex arc, where things have taken a turn for the worst. Silver Hills is being decimated by Frax and his Dragontron mech. Wes has been ousted of the Power Rangers and is stuck in an unhappy job taking over his dad's company. Eric's skipping out of town in depression. Alex's leadership has reached god-awful pain, and to top it all off, Mr. Collins is dying! The city is under its darkest hour, but this is where the heroes gain their second wind. A ton of character arcs are either tied up or gain huge progress. The Rangers come to realize how much they took Wes for granted, and just when all seems lost, our heroes regain a future worth fighting for. I'll admit that in spite of this really depressing and rocky storyline, the story manages to stick the end's landing and resolve a lot of threads in an immensely satisfying way. After almost 40 minutes of Alex being the frickin' worst Red Ranger ever, tied between Nick and Mac in my eyes, Wes at last gets his groove back and realizes the important lesson. Your life and destiny are not set in stone. The future is what we make it. A major theme lurking all across this series, but it's truly at its highest point here and the finale. Tired of everyone telling him how he must live or what to do, Wes forges his own future to win his dreams. And man, is it so satisfying seeing the team call out Alex's dumb arse and have him acknowledge Wes as a worthier Red. Finally puts the worst character in his place.
You're the one who doesn't care about the future. If you did, you wouldn't have taken Wes's morpher. The team is strongest this way.
No! We're strongest with Wes. If you were a real leader, you'd see that.
Wes is also at his most bossa nova in this. Jason Font totally kills it as both Alex and Wes, having the high dramatic pathos getting you to feel for him, seeing his rise into manhood, and discovering his true self-worth against a world beating him down for merely existing. The scenes with Wes and his distant father making amends, promising to be there for one another, is just so wholesome that it buries all the sour moments they had previously getting here. This is ultimately one of the best feel-good stories of the show, since it simply teaches that you matter, and nobody can decide your fate but yourself. A rather profound lesson for a time-traveling action-adventure. After 2 grueling episodes of the Rangers encountering the worst storm they've weathered, the last part's a very riveting resolution.
I can't tell you how much that meant to me, but son, I don't want you to be a businessman for my sake. For once, listen to your father. Your place is with the Rangers.
Only in this show would a line like that be taken seriously.
I'm not just any ranger, not by a long shot. I am the Quantum Ranger.
Of course, an episode advertising the awesomeness of the 6th Ranger had to make my list. And this is undoubtedly one of the awesomest. Eric becoming the Quantum Ranger is a legendary feat, since he would rise up as one of the Hall of Fame Rangers, due to being that cool. We technically establish Eric as a rogue, ambiguous ally to the Rangers prior, but this was when he officially became a Power Ranger. The Trooper is Wes's former best friend since prep school, now turned rival, who resents the Red Ranger for having everything, being rich, and being better than him in every way. Until now. Time Force sends reinforcements to aid the Rangers in their hunt for Rancic, mailing them the experimental quantum powers, which includes a magic box and a Dino Megazord. Dr. Hammond uncovers the Quantum Morpher while getting Dino DNA for his theme park, where the heroes and villains duel over it, only for Eric to grab a hold of his own destiny by claiming the Ranger powers for himself, pitting him and West against each other even further. Eric's always been something of a wild card, but he gained fame for being a rare, morally gray Ranger. He's a dick, but a jerk with a heart of gold. He's always cared about doing the right thing, but has a ton of issues and doesn't play well with others.
Loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules.
Luckily, he undergoes some phenomenal character development over the course of the series, with this episode doing a grand job showing you that he's here to stay, and I really love it. This does everything it can to show you that this 6th Ranger is badass. The power has never looked so epic scale. Since he rises above the main 5, we see all those gnarly toys, he annihilates anyone in his path, and this guy even solos a mutant the main Rangers struggled to beat. He's that bossa nova.
Quantum Defender, blaster mode!
I'd buy that for $1.
As if Eric wasn't popular already, guess who plays this macho man?
So you're gonna make it hard, are you? Well, I'll prove to you who the leader should be.
I've come to retrieve my power.
You can't handle it.
Yes, Virgil. The best Virgil voice, Daniel Southworth, stars as a Power Ranger. That's some peak casting right there. It's both super cool and super funny how Dante's bro plays one of the best Rangers of all time.
Eric, hand it over.
It's too late. No one's stopping me now. Now I'm motivated.
This episode's just a new character intro, but an ultimate boss character intro. The Q Ranger instantly impresses you with his Ultra Super Saiyan God mode, thrashing foes at breakneck speed. It does a grand job showing off a new hero, and truly makes the power a Ranger wields look cosmic. Honestly displaying what a Power Ranger can truly do, since he has that much energy. There's of course superb action, intense thrills, serious changes in the status quo, and a pretty sick debut, but Southworth's performance and the effects used to show off the 6th Ranger are what solidify the scene, because the crew pour their all into it. In the words of a DMC scoreboard, triple S rank.
Eric, are you alright?
I need more power.
What's going on with you?
You've gotta help me! I may look scary, but you have to believe me, I've never heard a fly!
Anyone with even the slightest bit of knowledge on this show knew this fable would make the top. We finally get a Green Ranger episode on my ranking, and you all know why. This is the tale where the fan fave green guy, Trip, takes a stand against racists. When trying to destroy the Rangers this week, the villains accidentally dispatch a sweet pacifist mutant dubbed Nauticon upon the city, who's actually completely innocent. Nauticon was incarcerated for petty theft and minor crimes, not wanting to harm anyone whatsoever, but because he's a fearsome mutant, he's misjudged as a monster by all. That is, except for our boy Trip, who reaches out to and connects with the poor kid as he realizes Nauticon is not not a monster. Unfortunately, Frax attempts to force the boy to join their gang or die, and Eric goes full racist cop, trying to kill the creature despite the Rangers' protests, spiraling this into a battle over this mutant's right to live.
But you don't understand. This mutant isn't violent.
Not violent? Don't make me laugh. They're all violent.
Douche!
And yeah, this is why this episode's so beloved. The mature themes here are very timeless. Teaching kids not to judge others based on their appearance is still very relevant, and getting both sides of the story is something even adults today need to learn. Notakon is not evil, but people think he is because of his appearance, and Trip sees him as somebody who matters. It's a very moving tale, only increased to thought-provoking and deep, thanks to how the show handles its main idea. And you all know the signature scene is that speech. You know the clip, Trip finally calling out Eric on his narrow-minded BS. But in case you don't know, this is what occurs. Eric goes on an enraged manhunt persecuting the poor Mon, and upon finally cornering him, Trip takes his stand, defending his friend because it's the right thing to do.
You think they deserve the same justice we do? Why? They're not even human. Look at him, he's a freak!
Oh, that's it. You want to destroy him because he's a mutant? Well, you don't even know his story. You hate him because he looks different. Well, if you have to destroy everything that's different than you, well, then you'd better destroy me too.
What?
Trip, no! Trip, please, no! You can't do this!
It's okay. I'm not afraid to stand up for what's right.
But Trip, what
If we don't do it, then who will? You won't hurt him!
You're wrong.
Trip!
You're in luck. There must be something wrong with this thing. Must more blood be shed?
This might be the best performance of Kevin Kleinberg's career. Somebody please tell me he won awards for this speech. It's a major scene, which even non-Power Ranger fans praise highly, because it was that impactful. Though I can't lie, there's certainly still Power Rangers humor littered all throughout too. I always crack up hearing Notakon's vomit attack. Thankfully, I do view this as a very powerful fable regardless. Tragically, Trip still has to fight, even against his own friend, when the world refuses to let him off. But it's so inspirational to see that the Rangers would push back. There's so many engrossing performances, Notakon's a deeply tragic one-shot guest, Southworth and Kleinberg really sell you on their arguments, and it gives viewers a grand message on not judging others so harshly. After all these years, it remains a unique Trip.
You'll be safe from Rancic now. I'll make sure of that.
2 Rangers down, and 1 to go.
You know Time Force has to be good if even a cynical cat like me is placing a goofy episode like this in 3rd place. Love Struck Rangers is another laugh-out-loud, funny comedy. Desperate to break the Rangers apart, the mutants dispatch, no Kitten, a sexy femme fatale monster to seduce all the boy Rangers, taking down a large number of the team, while the girl Rangers struggle to protect Silver Hills alone. A seductress named Contemptra ensnares all the guys under a love spell, making them all fawn over her, worship her, and do anything to be with her, including killing each other, while the girl Rangers try to save their teammates from themselves before it's too late. Ironically, this silly story grants the villains their closest victory yet, as all the boys are totally mind-simped. Even Wes, who didn't fall for the honey trap, has the spell forced onto him, showing how influential this witch is. And even I must confess that this is one of the funniest plots I've ever seen. It's near impossible not to enjoy something this ludicrous.
Wes, Rancic's in the city and the girls really need your help.
Tell him we're busy.
Wow!
The The boys all turn into love-struck idiots fawning over this lady. The Rangers begin fighting each other over such petty bull. Contemptra does have some funny mean girl energy, and the poor girl Rangers are left high and dry, suffering from these antics. This is practically the stolen beauty of Time Force. Yet amazingly, despite all these dopey performances, Erin Cahill manages to be the funniest Ranger here. When Wes falls prey to the villainous, we get jealous Jen, as she has a huge crush on the Red Ranger, and it tears her up inside seeing him with another girl. She tries hiding it, but Jen's feelings overwhelm her, and we get so many golden moments of childish pink.
I knew I didn't like her. She can put guys under a love spell.
Then Wes is under a love spell. That's great. I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah, that was amazing. You really let her have it.
And I'm not finished yet.
I can't believe we got this, but I love bloodthirsty Pink Ranger. How can you not adore her? This is one of those Ranger tales which grows from 1 to 1,000. Insanely fun humor, quirky character moments, deep personal stakes, random Ranger action, and the catfight of a millennia. This episode's as perfect as sweet Angelique.
There'll be no more trouble from you.
Friends, you think us robots are merely slaves to do your bidding? But no matter how loyal we are, or how hard we fight for your empire, you still treat us like junk metal!
If you love Time Force, then you know this episode's a definitive masterpiece. Frax's Fury is not only a fantabulous Time Force legend, but this is one of the darkest stories in Ranger history. This is the game changer, a big one. That massive event which shatters the status quo like a cheap Beetleborg. We at last gain the origin of Frax and Ranzik, and how they became the madmen they are today. Tired of all the abuse and mistreatment he's endured over the course of the series, Frax enacts his ultimate plan to backstab his boss and take out the Rangers in one perfect swoop. He releases the deadliest monster of year 3000 from the forbidden X-Volt upon the city to destroy everyone, Venomark. Venomark is a serial killer, a poisonous psychotic murderer with a toxic bite. Whomever Mr. Venom marks will die a slow, agonizing death, consumed by his lethal venom. What makes him so menacing beyond his gross appearance is that Venomark loves killing people, and will spread his virus across the globe in order to achieve the highest body count than any other Ranger foe.
Relax, Ranger. It'll only hurt forever.
A little childhood trauma builds character.
This is a pretty gruesome monster, even by Power Ranger standards. The guy literally wants to kill people for fun, and leave his mark upon the world in blood. Venomark's so disgusting that even frickin' Ranzik, the main big bad, is repulsed by him. Venomark attempted to kill Ranzik long ago, causing his mutation to spiral out of control in the first place, and establishes a rare villain civil war here, since even he wants Venomark dead. It's 28 days power. The entire city falls prey to this guy's poison, leading to an impressively mature moment where Wes swallows his pride and begs both Eric and his distant father for help manufacturing a cure. I know Frax and Ranzik are the MVPs in this, but I really love this progress. Wes has come a long way from the petty, childish dork he's been at the start, since he's willing to work with two guys who dislike him to save everyone, because it's morally right. Now that's solid hero writing. However, the Venomark subplot's a big distraction, since the true twist is this is all a villain episode. Frax is using Venomark for his bigger schemes of backstabbing Ranzik and the Rangers while they deal with him, where we gain a monumentally huge twist, changing how we see the entire series. Don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say this reveal explains so much, and was so glorious it managed to dethrone drone Trakina taking over as the central villain in terms of epicness.
Spoiler alert!
Frax goes from our typical Starscream traitor into a deep Shakespearean tragedy. This was the point where the storyline got very real, and Frax is cemented as a fan fave antagonist thanks to his magnificent bastard calculating.
Well, today the doctor is going to give you some of your own medicine.
Safe to say that Time Force totally broke old trends with this fable by making their characters and story morph into actual people with serious stakes in the conflict. Villains become complex and even sympathetic at times. We see what makes one good versus evil. Heroes adapt to grim situations, compromises are made, victories are narrowly grabbed, and the people we thought we knew show a vastly different side to them. Perfect elements for a perfect episode. Before clocking out at number 1, here's a few honorable mentions. And shocking all two of you is the grand finale, the end of time. Where do I even begin with this? The finale arc is not only Time Force at its best, but this is considered a greatest finale in TV history ever. Ever. It's that iconic. This three-parter is always listed among the best series finales of all time, best Power Rangers epics, and is considered on par with Countdown to Destruction, the fanbase's platinum tier ending. And as somebody who witnessed it when this show was new, I can vouch that it lives up to all its hype. Once again, Saban goes balls to the wall mega hard on its finale, delivering the payoff fans have been anticipating forever. The final battle has arrived. Ranzik recaptures his rival Frax and hijacks his weaponry to launch all-out war against the city. The mutant dictator loses his marbles, going crazy destroying every last human and piece of civilization until all his enemies are gone. However, the Rangers break apart, of course, at the worst possible moment. Alex informs them that this war is not going to turn out in their favor. According to history, the Power Rangers and Ranzik are destined to kill each other in this last stand, sacrificing their lives to save the Earth as the time-space continuum is also collapsing. Not wanting to lose his friends, Wes betrays his team and forces them back to the future, so they won't fall with him, where he and Eric are the last defenders of all our existence. It's high-stakes suspense at its darkest, reaching a global level threat since all could be lost. So much happens in the final 3 episodes, marvelous character development for many faves. People flat out die here like Journey's End, the city devolves into a war zone, and many story arcs come to their end. There's so many wicked scenes, emotional moments, and badass fights that it's too hard to list them all. The story also takes some unexpected turns for a Ranger finale. The team is mostly split apart until the last episode. Wes and Eric, the two most unlikely heroes, are forced to work together, and at last become friends protecting the world. After 40 episodes of not knowing her own feelings, Jen finally confesses her love for Wes, and even Nadira undergoes a redemption arc. It's all pretty heavy stuff.
You can break the cycle of hatred. Never give up. Never give up.
The finale's so intense that even what should be little moments stick out as the deepest cuts, such as Frax and Nadira's talk in the prison cell, or the total annihilation of the clock tower, or even Mr. Collins risking his life to save people to make sure his son's safe. I think what makes it work is that the show is tying up everything and delivering on the premise of an epic final fight, which is everything a good finale should be. Imagine that, rewarding fans with a sense of epic finality and and following up on everything you set up with a satisfying conclusion. It's sad how most TV finales, including Power Rangers, drifted so far from this basic concept. But I digress. It's not at all difficult to see that this event is more phenomenal. Stuff like this is why the Power Rangers franchise is so loved, because there's a sense of hardcore drama, intense action, and a passionate love for this world, which still amazes fans of all ages. It feels like the end of an era, as it doesn't hold back on the good or the bad. Nothing's safe. At one point, even Eric was supposed to be killed off, since the danger grew that bleak. Very glad Virgil survives, yet this was not afraid to dent that plot armor which kept our heroes intact. It hits you in all the right feelings, gets your blood pumping, and amazes with high-class drama. I mean it. If you watch this and still think Power Rangers is baby crap, then you have no taste.
Now, do you need my help? Going up.
Time for quantum power!
That is awesome!
The battles never cease to amaze. Time Force action went from dumb fun into war movie brutal. Special mention going to the last duels with Frax and Ranzik. And there's even time for a heart-wrenching final farewell. The only thing missing was a red and pink Ranger kiss to punch your heart out. Nevertheless, this Ranger era concludes on a rather serious, bittersweet ending. Again, almost on par with Zordon's death in terms of emotion. This finale so terrific that it made people cry for Power Rangers. That is how powerful it is. This era ends on a bang. It's so awesome that it'll make you laugh, tear up, feel, and scream "Go Go Power Rangers," thanks to its timeless entertaining. The End of Time is the #1 Time Force tale.
I think the future looks pretty bright.
And so ends my top 10. What did you think? Agree? Disagree? Which are your timeless gems? Well, feel free to post down low. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and I wish you all a rockin' 4th of July. Hold it! Who are you? I'm you, Cat, from the future. I've traveled back in time to tell you that I'm taking over this operation. You need to hand over your entire channel to me, since I can do it better. No.
Time Force! Time Force! Power Rangers!